What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Prop Wiz. I'm your host, the Wiz. Today, we'll be going over the James Bond figure from No Time to Die that Hot Toys just released. Yeah, you probably just heard a pause in my intro because I didn't know. I feel like I'm saying the same thing, dude. It's Hot Toys. When you see me early in the morning, first thing in the morning, it is Hot Toys. This is a little bit early, so I'm not expecting anybody to be in the chat. Not that I have huge numbers anyway, but it's 6:30 in the morning, man. My homie Renz, shout out to Renz, man, sent this in the middle of the night. Dude, I'm excited. The reason why I'm doing it this early is one, because I'm excited, and two, I do got to go to my teaching gig today. It's only once a week, and today is that day. So I didn't want to do this later. I want to do it now because I'm excited. But again, this is the James Bond No Time to Die Hot Toys 1/6 scale collectible figure that they're just making an announcement. It hasn't dropped yet, but they're just making an announcement. And let's go over it, yo. The first picture, of course, looks dope. I think the head sculpt looks dope here. I did see the picture that was sent to me. I did see a picture that looked a little off, but I was looking at that on my phone. So this head sculpt actually doesn't look bad at all, at least now. The suit, the body looks a little toyetic to me, y'all. And it might be me. I think it's the big stitches in the tux, which might be that might be something that's with tuxes. I don't own a tux, so maybe tuxedos have these giant stitches. But just in terms of knowing it's a toy, those stitches are making it look like a toy. And some of the bends, something about the body, man, just in this photo, it's not terrible, but, and we'll go through it just to see. Like, this doesn't look so bad. Seeing the full body doesn't look so bad. That looks less. Dude, this is Daniel Craig. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say it doesn't look like. I think because I already got that image in my head, I'm looking for it not like one of these pictures not to look like Daniel Craig. This doesn't look that bad. The proportions off. His head looks big for his body or his legs. Something's going on with the body, man. Something's going on with the body. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I might be going crazy over this one. Dude, I'm a huge James Bond fan. Dude, I spent the $250, I think it might have been $300. This is the Blu-ray set that came out some years back, probably around the 50th anniversary of James Bond. At that time, that was the most expensive Blu-ray set I had bought, and this is including, I've got the Marvel sets, man, from the different phases that cost a little bit. One with the Tesseract, one with the first one had a briefcase with all the Marvel movies in it from that time period. James Bond was up there, and all it was a slipcase, you know what I'm saying, and some books, man. It was pretty dope, to be honest with you. In fact, they had anticipating that another movie was going to come out at some point. So I think it was Spectre was the last movie after that, and they actually had a little spot for that, even though it didn't include the movie. They had a spot for it from the, when you do buy it. Super dope set, man. It's upstairs. I'll pull it out now. It's in my son's room because I made my son a James Bond fan. He's a real big fan of the Daniel Craig era, but he's going back watching all of them, man. So anyways, just giving my, this is dope, son. This right here I might pre-order it. Man, because right now it's looking, like I said, some of the things I'm saying is nitpicking a little bit. And again, I might be wrong, man. The stitches, I really do feel like, yo, what's up, Renz? Renz says proportions look a bit off to me. Yeah, so I'm not crazy, man. It do look, but I like this image, but it's the background that's doing the work on this image. I'm not gonna lie, yo. Love that background. Sounds crazy, but my favorite parts of James Bond movies is this intro. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the first few Daniel Craig movies didn't have it, but it was his origin story. So they had, built it up to the point when once we did see it, it was like, yo, this is my James Bond. But anyways, I like this, man. The body doesn't look so bad there because he's in a little pose. But, dude, the proportions are off, yo. There's no doubt in my mind. There is something. I got to go back. I'm on Facebook. This is not showing up on the screen, but I am on Facebook, and I'm seeing people are showing. They're also posting photos of the actual Daniel Craig. Other people are having. So people are saying it doesn't look like him as well. So I'm not that hard. A lot of people are saying that it doesn't look like him. So I don't think it's that bad. He looks like me, but I will say that there's something off. So I do think that the head sculpt can be tweaked a little bit, but the head sculpt isn't so bad that I wouldn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I wouldn't classify it as bad. It's just like, and I do think most people would recognize this as Daniel Craig. And some of it's because of his features, nose, mouth. He's got features that I think are undeniably Daniel Craig, and it's definitely in this figure. But it's just something, I don't know if it's the eyes or he looks more toyetic, man, too. Hands look a little plasticky. There's detail there. All right, let me just go through. I'm just going to go through these pictures. Weapons look dope. It's the same thing. This looks slightly better, you know what I'm saying? But his head looks bigger. Proportions are off. I'm using what Ren said. Proportions are off. That's the best way to put it. Those are cool. That's a cool term. I need to start. I don't use that enough. Be making fun of the figures, man. Calling them big-headed figures and whatnot. Yeah, this isn't bad. I can see the big stitches there's a lot of big stitches in the shirt. Doesn't stand out as much here. I don't like big stitches because big stitches make it look toyetic to me. And again, people are posting actual photos from the movies. This isn't that bad. And this looks like him to me. So it's from picture to picture, but I don't think it's the picture. Sometimes you look at a picture that's off and it's like, yeah, the photographer. I do think the proportions on this figure is off a little bit. As far as the head sculpt, I think that's dependent on the picture. Like the head sculpt right there, that looks like him to me. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. This looks like him to me, but the hands look plasticky in this photo. Like the little watch. I think it did advertise that he's coming with the James Bond watch. I haven't really looked at it to see how accurate that is. Yeah, they got to do better, yo. You know what this reminds me of? Sean Connery. I think it was a company called Big Chief that released the Sean Connery James Bond 1/6 scale figure, and I passed on that. It looked good enough. It looked like Sean Connery, but it was stylized a little bit. I can't explain it. Like it looked like them, but not enough to drop that loot at the time. And it suffered for some of the same things where the suit didn't quite look realistic. It didn't look proportionate enough, and there was things about that figure that I end up passing on, and I'm feeling that with this, you know what I'm saying, and it's making me realize how much a brand might affect me, because the fact that this says Hot Toys makes it more probable that I'll buy this than that other figure, which isn't necessarily fair. I'm opening up to you about a defect in me, right? Because it should be just about the quality of figure. With that being said, when Hot Toys announced they were going to be doing James Bond movies, I was hoping we was going to start with Sean Connery, first of all. You know what I'm saying? But I got to put myself in the mind of a suit. Of course you're going to start with this, because right now he is the most popular James Bond. Like amongst James Bond fans, we're going to say Sean Connery. He was the first. He's the dopest, right? But most of the James Bond fans in the world today probably came from these movies. So of course you start with Daniel Craig. I don't quite know why we're starting this movie. I feel like Casino Royale, even was a Spectre. Which one was the 50th anniversary? That movie that came out around the 50th anniversary, it wasn't Spectre. I forgot the name of the movie, but that one would have been a good one too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, his head sculpt don't look that bad, yo. Head sculpt doesn't look that bad. Yeah, looking at it different in lighting. Roger Moore, bro. That's the 1/6 scale. That's the James Bond I grew up on. Okay, separate rolling eyeballs. It's a normal thing right now. Okay, this is our so finely tailored costume. I argue against that. The costume doesn't look that tailored. On the right, the jacket, again, the stitches, I'm starting to believe that the stitches are part of a tuxedo. So that might be my lack of tuxedo knowledge, because they've got a close up at this suit. They must be super confident that something is right. But I will say the tailoring doesn't look, it is tailored, but this doesn't look realistic. This looks like a doll clothing to me. All right. I don't play with dolls either, so I might not be an expert in saying that, but I have sisters, I have daughters. This look like a doll outfit to me. All right, of course, Hot Toys don't, they got weapons and stuff down pack, yo. Okay, here we go. This is everything. Everything. I like the James Bond background. I like the gun barrel look. Let me see. Doesn't look terrible, y'all. Look, I'm gonna sit back, yo. I as of now, so I feel like I just spent the last few minutes dissing this figure. There's quite a bit wrong with it. That, like, the head sculpt looks fine in these pictures to me, and some of these pictures are repeats of what we already went through. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it just looks better, smaller, or whatever the case, or it just grew on me during the time of going through it. But the head sculpt is not bad. I think it could be a little bit better, tweaked a little bit better. But if it came out looking like this, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. My beef is definitely the body they used. And I think the suit could be just a little bit sharper. You know what I'm saying? It's just standing out. It's, for some reason, it's not looking real. And the overall proportions of his body is looking a little off. Hopefully they can fix that. Hopefully they listen to us. You know what I'm saying? If they fix that, it's on. But more than likely, I'll probably pre-order it. I probably will pre-order it. It looks good enough for me to pre-order it today. And it'll just be one of those things. If I'm not feeling it, you know, by the time it releases, I might cancel that pre-order and cough up the R&D, man. So, yep, they definitely done good enough to get a deposit from me for at least is what I'm saying. So, I don't know, yo. I feel like my energy is down. It's early in the morning, so that's probably, my energy is a little bit down because it's early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But I was pretty excited when I got on here, you know what I'm saying, about the James Bond figure. So I am a little bit bummed that it doesn't look, because it's Hot Toy. Hot Toys has been knocking it out the park. With the things that I said was wrong with this figure, they've been knocking it out the park with other figures. You know, the body proportions have been crazy awesome with a lot of these figures. I know Predator, people complain about the Predator being not the right proportion, but they weren't saying, you know, from head, torso to legs. They were just saying that overall the figure looked smaller than he should look, which to me can be fine depending on what the other figures in that line looks like. I think that could be fine. You know what I'm saying? If Dutch matches that, it has similar, you know, it's smaller, then we're good. You know what I'm saying? But when the body's out of proportion, it just gives it just takes the realism that we out of the figure that we now expect with figures nowadays. So hopefully there's something they fix. And with James Bond being so iconic, this is one I would expect that they would have got right from the jump. Again, there's other companies, third-party companies at that done these figures fairly close to the quality of this. You know what I'm saying? I was really thinking, okay, you got the rights, Hot Toys. Let's go. And it's not too late, man. Maybe they'll surprise us, yo. But with that being said, man, I hope they do release some of the others. We need Roger Moore. Would love a Sean Connery. Is it Lazenby, the one James Bond movie that I didn't like, but had his wife passing away in it. It was a very, very important film. Her Secret Majesty movie. Let me see, man. Yo, anyway, I'm gonna end it there. It's dope. I think it's dope enough. That's where we at. I think it's dope enough. But leave me some comments, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Again, I've looked at some comments on Facebook as I was going through these pictures. I usually don't, but they're posting whole pictures and everything, so it was really standing out this time. I'm getting the feeling that people think they're along the same lines. It needs to be a little bit better. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section, yay or nay, especially if you're a James Bond fan, heavy James Bond fan. This is one of those figures where you're probably going to get more than just collectors collecting these things. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about that enough. Like, we're collectors. We collect 1/6 scale figures. We collect action figures in general. We are buying these things, but every now and then something is released where we're competing with everybody. You know what I'm saying? The Edward Scissorhands figure, there's just such a big pop culture property. So there's lots of people outside of this collecting culture that's going to be buying it. That'll be the only figure they have. You know what I mean? I have a feeling James Bond is going to be that way as well, because I've seen collectible plates, and I already told you about the Blu-ray set. You know what I'm saying? There's watches that they sell that's James Bond that people buy. So I feel like this is one of those properties that people might dive into. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I do think it's dope. It's not all negative. It's dope enough for me to definitely pre-order. But anyways, man, let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button if you like this video. I hit the like button anyway. I would hit the like button anyway. Why not? But more important than a like button, what I like more than a like button is the subscription button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. As always, I love you guys to death, and I'll check you out next time, all right? Peace.